Buongiorno tutti quanti e benvenuti a lezione 29 di Italian for Beginners. This is lesson 29 of the Italian for Beginners course, which uses this book, Prego, the 8th edition. If you're just stopping by watching this video, you probably won't need it, but if you do want to watch the rest of the course, you'll definitely get more out of it if you do have the book, so please consider picking that up. It's available through Amazon in the US and Australia, and I imagine a lot of other countries too, or in Australia it's also available through Booktopia. It might be cheaper there. Allora, questa lezione si tratta dei pronomi di oggetto diretto. Con questi pronomi potrete esprimere non solo chi esegue un'azione, ma anche su chi o su che cosa agisce. Cominciamo con il dialogo a pagina 93. Io comincio leggendovi il dialogo e poi sottolineerò i pronomi di oggetto diretto. Annamaria, mi inviti alla festa? Clara, certo che ti invito. Annamaria, inviti anche Marco? Clara, certo che lo invito. Annamaria, e Maria? Clara, certo che la invito. Annamaria, compri le pizze e le bibite? Clara, certo che le compro. Annamaria, prepari i panini per tutti? Clara, certo che li preparo, così mangiamo bene e passiamo una bella serata. So here are the pronouns that we are talking about, underlined. So we're talking a lot about pronouns and subjects and objects here, so I want to clarify a little bit first what we're talking about grammatically speaking. So anytime you have a verb, verbs are action words, as if you mine back in your memories of elementary school, you may recall. Verbs are action words, and all verbs have a subject, which can be either a noun or a pronoun, and is the person or thing that performs the action. So, I kick the ball. I am the subject. Subjects are sometimes impersonal, as in, it is raining. What is it? We don't really know, but it's a pronoun, so it works. Some verbs also have an object, not all. Some verbs also have an object, and that can also be either a noun or a pronoun. A direct object is a person or thing directly affected by or receiving the action of the verb. So, do you see me? You is the subject, see is the verb, and me is the direct object, which is a pronoun in this case. Or you could take as another example, Alicia studies physics. Alicia is the subject, physics is the direct object. It's what she studies. Or another example, we play soccer in the park. We is the subject, play is the verb, and soccer is the direct object. It's what we play. Indirect objects, you might be wondering, since there are direct objects, you might be wondering about indirect objects, and the answer is yes, there are indirect objects as well, and we will get to them later. So there are several types of pronouns, and the ones that we're working with here are personal pronouns. There are several different categories, and they indicate who or what the pronoun refers to and what its role is in the sentence and all of that stuff. We're not going to be getting that deep. We're just going to be working with personal pronouns, those that are associated with a specific grammatical person, so those that have a clear first, second, or third person meaning. This is in contrast to other pronouns like who, whom, that, and which that can refer to whatever is being talked about in the sentence, regardless of if it's first person, second person, whatever. personal pronouns change form in both English and Italian depending on their role in the sentence. In Italian, they also change word order in the sentence depending on the role of the pronoun, and we'll get to that in a minute. So here are the personal pronouns in English. There are a couple more archaic ones, but these are the ones that are in common usage today, in standard American English anyway. So you can see we have two columns here, one for the subject pronoun and one for the direct object. And basically, the subject column is the pronoun that you use when that person is the subject, and the direct object column contains the changed pronoun when that same subject is now the direct object of the sentence instead. So, for example, as the subject, the first person subject pronoun is I, and then the direct object is me. So you can see that a couple of these don't change, like you is both the subject and the direct object form is you. It is both the subject and the direct object form for it. But in other cases, you can see that these are different words, and you would not use I where you use me, and you would not use her where you use she, and so forth. So it's important to kind of learn what the differences are here. If this is confusing for you, there is a really excellent book called English Grammar for Students of Italian that I encourage you to check out. So here are some examples of using these in English. So I'm inviting Sarah to the party. Sarah is the object. She's who we're inviting. So I'm inviting her to the party. We use that object pronoun her. Or Sylvia took the kids to the beach, meaning Sylvia took them to the beach. I saw Stephen at the supermarket. I saw him. We're buying a new house. We're buying it. So this is kind of how the usage of pronouns looks in English, and I want to make this really clear because it's something that most of us were taught early on in our schooling years and never really revisited, so I want to make sure that we go over this enough. So in this table, don't get too intimidated because we have examples. It's not just more stuff to memorize. This table shows the transformation between subject and direct object pronouns in Italian. So, io becomes mi, tu becomes ti, lei, formal, becomes la with a capital L. For lui or esso, it's lo. For lei or essa, it's la. For noi, the direct object becomes ci. For voi, it becomes vi. For loro, it's either li for a masculine or mixed group, and le for an all-female group. This is in the case of the formal loro, those will be capitalized as well. So, and then as far as esso and essa, I know we haven't really talked about those pronouns much, but those are the pronouns that are used when a pronoun is needed to refer to an inanimate object. Usually, lui and lei are specifically only reserved for people. Sorry for the noise. The garbage is getting picked up in the background, of course. Anyway, so I did want to go over the examples in here though, because you'll notice an interesting pattern. So, Clara mi invita alla festa. This is a little bit different than Clara invita Sara alla festa, which would put Sara, the person's name, right after invita. On the other hand, the pronoun comes right before. So just for now, notice that, and then we'll talk about how it works in a minute. So for tu, ti vedo tutti I giorni. I see you every day. Professoressa, non la capisco bene. Professor, I don't understand you well. For lui or for esso, this is an esso, I guess, example. Il libro di chimica lo porto con me dappertutto. The chemistry book, I bring it with me everywhere. Or la. Cinzia, sì, la conosco bene. Cinzia, yes, I know her well. For ci, nostra madre ci chiama regolarmente. Our mother calls us regularly. Voi, vi salutiamo quando vi vediamo. We say hello to you when we see you. I libri li compro oggi. The books, I buy them today. I'm buying them today. We would say, I'm buying them today. And that's for a masculine or mixed group of things. And then for a feminine group of things, le lettere. Ti faccio sapere quando le ricevo. I'll let you know when I receive them. Okay, so now word order with the pronouns differs in Italian and English, as you may have noticed in those examples. I know as you look at them, some of your brains may have kind of been going, wait, what? In English, the word order is usually the same regardless of whether the object is a noun or a pronoun. In Italian, though, the presence of an object pronoun completely changes the flow of the sentence. So a direct object that is a noun in Italian comes after the conjugated verb, just like in English. On the other hand, a direct object that's a pronoun comes before it. If the verb is negated, if there's non in the picture, then the direct object pronoun comes between non and the verb. So here are some examples in Italian of these same transformations. Riceviamo le lettere, with that object, le lettere, coming right after the verb as a noun, becomes le riceviamo, with the pronoun before the verb. I said noun, but I meant verb. Non vedo il cane, I don't see the dog, becomes non lo vedo. Saluto I professori becomes li saluto. And compriamo una casa becomes la compriamo. So in all these cases, the objects, which I forgot to underline in the last two cases, go from being at the end of the sentence to being at the beginning of the sentence when they're replaced with a pronoun. So far, the rules that we've discussed only apply with conjugated verbs. There's also the case where a direct object needs to be used with an infinitive. So when direct object pronouns are used with an infinitive, the final E of the infinitive is dropped, and the direct object pronoun is attached to the end of the infinitive. È importante salutarlo quando lo vedi. It's important to greet him when you see him. So you can see that this first lo here is the object of salutare, not the object of a conjugated verb. So è importante salutarlo. The direct object of an infinitive gets stuck on the end of it. Now, if there's a modal verb involved, like dovere, potere, or volere, then the direct object pronoun can either be attached to the end of the infinitive, like we said in the previous slide, that's still an option. So, il nuovo film di Spielberg? Certo che voglio vederlo, is one option. The second option is that it can come before the conjugated modal verb. Il nuovo film di Spielberg? Certo che lo voglio vedere. And I do have good news in this case, which is that in this case, unlike so many other cases in a foreign language, you do have the choice. So either one of these is correct, and you can use whichever one you want. One more thing, elision. When a direct object pronoun comes before a vowel sound, which could be either a vowel or a silent H, the final vowel of the pronoun may be dropped and an apostrophe is then used. So instead of saying Clara mi invita alla festa, we might just say Clara mi invita alla festa. Or hai la giacca? Do you have your jacket? Sì, l'ho qui. Yes, I have it here. The only thing to be aware of is that the forms le and li are never elided. So if you were to say Clara it is inviting another group of girls to the party, you would say Clara le invita alla festa. Or hai gli occhiali? Sì, li ho qui. That's how we know that it's plural and not singular, is that there is no elision in the plural forms. So there are a couple verbs that I wanted to touch on that in English use prepositions and in Italian take direct objects. We've talked about these a little bit before. One of these is ascoltare, meaning to listen to. That to is included in the meaning of the verb in Italian, so it takes a direct object. So, non mi ascolti mai, you never listen to me. Aspettare means to wait for, but again, that for is included in the meaning of aspettare, so it also takes a direct object. L'autobus, l'aspetto da un'ora. The bus, I've been waiting for it for an hour. Cercare is also to look for, and that for is also included in the meaning of the verb. So sometimes, since we do have a word like this in English that takes a direct object, which is seek, it can be a little easier to think of cercare as being to seek, but it gets used in the way of look for, in that it's more common and more casual. So, dove sono le mie chiavi? Le cerco dappertutto. Where are my keys? I'm looking for them everywhere. And then guardare is to look at or to watch. And in either case, it takes a direct object and does not use a preposition. So, quei ragazzi ci guardano is those guys are looking at us. And then I guess this is one more thing. I said one more thing a few slides ago, and then there turned out to be like 3 more things, but I'm pretty sure this is the last one. So the word ecco, meaning here it is, can be attached, it can have pronouns attached to the end to indicate what is here or who is here. So you can say, eccomi qua, here I am, or dove sono le chiavi? Oh, eccole, here they are. Notice that this doesn't change doesn't change the word stress. The stress on ecco is ecco, and then when you add a pronoun to the end, it becomes eccomi, eccolo, eccole, eccoci. So that stress stays on the first syllable. All right, so that's about it for this lesson. So for the compiti, we have the esercizi on pages 94 and 95. The key is in the description of the video. I encourage you to leave any questions that you have in the comments so that other people can benefit from the answers as well. If you have a question, I guarantee you that someone else has the same question. So, yeah. And the next lesson we'll be talking about telling time. That's going to be Unit D in Capitolo 4. All right, so I hope you found this lesson useful. If you have and you don't want to miss the future ones, please subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified when a new one comes out. If you do have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments. And if you're a native Italian speaker and have any corrections or would like to add anything, please leave that in the comments as well, and I'll call it out in a future video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.